What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play 99 Blind. In the last episode, we were surprised by Lotus's super hacksaw skills. Shout out to Steins Gate. And in this episode, we're hopefully gonna, figure out what's going on in this laboratory, hopefully rescue Clover, and maybe learn a bit more about Lotus's backstory? It's been pretty cool to learn more about her, so...
さっきの話?
What were we talking about?
ワイヤレスディスプレイの話。
The wireless
これ
display.
ってよく考えてみると、やっぱり不思議よね。
It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it?
ああ、なんて説明すればいいんだろう。
How do I put it?
例えば今、足し算を実行するプログラムを書くとするじゃない？
Well, let's say you read a program that calculates an addition problem for you, alright? Okay, we've read this part a little bit, but it's
1
okay.
たす1イコールと入力する。
So you enter 1 plus 1.
すると画面には答えである2という数字が表示されることに。
The screen will show you 2.
ほら、不思議だ。不思議じゃない？
See? Isn't that strange? You just gave an example. You didn't explain why it's mysterious.
あんまり。
No? Not really? I feel like this is the, I think it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Where the less you know, the less you're able to tell what you don't know. So to somebody who knows incredibly, or a lot about this particular thing, it's very apparent what the deficits are in their knowledge, and thus why this might be something that is incredibly mysterious. But to somebody who doesn't know anything about programming, data, wireless signals, etc., it wouldn't be odd, or they wouldn't have any idea why it's not just like a natural cause, you know, that the screen would show too. Also, this is obviously, you know, a kind of like a TLDR of the Dunning-Kruger effect, but it's actually really cool for those of you that are interested. It's a curve that basically shows that the people that know the most about something tend to underestimate their knowledge, while the people that know the least tend to vastly overestimate their knowledge of something. And it's a nice little parabola, so.
だけど、大昔の人だったらそう思うわよね。
I also could totally be pronouncing the names wrong, or the names are some, you know, combination of the letters I threw and whatever I pronounced there, but. Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago.
わからないかな。
You're just not getting it, are you?
1たす1の計算をしたのは誰？
Who calculated 1 plus 1?
コンピューターの本体だろ？さっき無線で繋がってるって。
The main computer, right? You said it's connected to the monitor wirelessly.
でも、大昔の人だったらそうは思わないわよね。
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right?
多分、このモニター自身が計算をしてるんだってそう思うはず。
They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating.
で、彼らは検証を始めてみるわけよ。
And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this
モ
monitor.
ニターの表面をペン先でつついたりして。
They might poke the screen or something.
ここを押すとこんな風に色が変わるのか。
Ah, I see the color changes when I press
次
here.
に中の基板をウリウリといじくって。
Then they might investigate the hardware on the
なる
inside.
ほど。ここの配線がこの出力と関係してるんだな。
Oh, I see. So this wire supplies
最後
power.
にはこの配線をブチッと切断してみたりとかもして。
Eventually, they might even cut the wires.
やっぱりそうだ。配線を切断したら結果が出力されなくなった。
Ah, yes, just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results
ゆ
appear.
えに計算をしているのはこのモニター自身なのだ。
Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
本当は順平君の言った通り、コンピューターの本体が計算してるのにね。
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating.
でも、大昔の人たちはそのことに気づかない。
But these cave people wouldn't know that.
まさか無線でつながってるとは思いもよらないから。
Because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly. Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his
それ
head.
で結局何が言いたいんだお前は。
So, what are you trying to say? I think this is supposed to be some sort of analogy for our interaction with Clover right now, like our ability to tell Clover what to do over there and her ability to communicate what's going on to us, even though we're not directly connected. I think I think that's what they're going for. There's probably also some bigger at-large analogy for, the Nonary games as a whole, but
別に何も
nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe.
人間と脳の関係も同じなのかもしれないってそう思ったから
What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Ooh, that's an interesting
例
thought.
えば人間の脳のいろんな場所に電極を刺すとするじゃない
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the
その
brain.
時研究者はこんな風に言うかもしれない
A scientist examining the signals they send out might say,
ここを刺激するとこんな風に色が見えるのか
interesting, so stimulating this part of the brain causes this person to see colors.
なるほどここの神経回路は A という機能を司ってるんだな
That must mean this neuron cluster controls that
よ
function.
し試しにこの部分を切除してみよう
Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part.
やっぱりそうだこの部分を切除したら A という機能が失われた
Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to
ゆえ
cease.
に人間の思考活動は脳によって行われているのだ
Therefore, human thought process must occur in the human brain.
同じでしょ
See, doesn't it sound the same? When you frame it like that, absolutely. I think with the amount of detail we have, I mean, obviously there's a lot we don't know, but there's a lot we do know regarding how the brain works, how it communicates with other parts of the brain and such, that I don't think such a thing would hold up to people that are knowledgeable in the area. But I see the comparison, and it's actually a really cool framework of thinking about it.
人間の脳はただの出力装置モニターなのかもしれないわ
Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this
思
monitor.
考活動を行っているのはどこか別の場所にある本体で
Maybe our thought process actually occurs somewhere else, in a main body, through the morphogenetic
た
field.
だ私たちはそれを知らないだけなのか
Also, I'm pretty sure it's like morphogenetic, maybe? I don't remember the exact word, but I feel like genetic doesn't make sense. We just don't know it. We never even think
大
about it.
昔の人たちが電波の存在を知らなかったと同じように
Just
私
like
た
those
ち
cave people wouldn't know about wireless
思考の
communications.
情報を運ぶ未知の媒体が存在するなんて思いもよらないから
We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts. Junpei didn't say anything. I mean, it's a good point. It's an interesting way of thinking about it. I think the critical thought of something so foundational to really analyze what assumptions our whole, perception is working off of, that's really cool. And forcing, someone to think about that, while maybe not the most effective use of time in this moment, is really cool for just kind of intellectual growth in general. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like it from someone like her. I mean, you can only call an argument silly if you can, counter argue.
脳はただの出力装置。思考の本体は別の場所にある。
The brain is just an output device? Human thought actually occurs somewhere else?
何言ってんだよ。
That's just crazy talk. Did Lotus really think that? He wondered. It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultish religion.
もしかしたらセブンの記憶障害もそういうことなのかもしれないわ
Maybe... Oh. Thank you, notification. Oh, it turns out... Just confirming I do indeed have a quiz. Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia. Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus
記憶
continued.
はどこか別の場所にある本体の方に格納されていて本当は何も忘れてなんかいないのかもしれない
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything
た
at
だ
all.
脳というモニターに障害があるからうまく思い出せないだけで
He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
失語症や妄視の人も同じ
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too.
本当は喋れるのかもしれない本当は見えてるのかもしれない
Perhaps they actually can speak or see.
ただモニターの調子が悪いだけでね
The monitor just isn't functioning
あ
properly.
とはそう総合失認症の人だってそうかもしれないし
I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing. Where's all this
ちょっと待て。
medical terminology coming from Lotus? Well, wait a minute.
総合失認症
Prosopag what? He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and Blindside was easy enough to guess, but he never heard the word prosopagnosia?
知らないの？相母失認症。
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia? Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
初めて聞いた言葉だ。
No.
なんだよそれ。
What is
簡単
it?
に言うと、人間の顔を識別することができない症状のこと。
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human
あの人と
faces.
この人の顔を区別することができないの。
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even
当
yours.
然、顔を覚えることもできない。
So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other.
だから、道でばったり知り合いに出会っても、その人が誰なのかわからないのよ。
That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close
と言っ
to.
ても、大抵は声や服装で判別できるみたいだけどね。
Usually they can make do by associating people with other things, their voices, their clothes, their
それ
hair.
って人間の顔が全部のっぺらぼうみたいに見えるってことか？
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
そういうのとはちょっと違うみたいよ。
No, I don't think so.
例えば、猿山の猿を考えてみて。
You've seen monkeys like in a zoo, right?
私たちにはどの猿も同じ顔してるように見えるでしょ？
To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same.
別にのっぺらぼうに見えるわけじゃないけど、それでも一頭一頭区別することはできないはず。
Even though they've obviously got faces, it's almost impossible for human to distinguish between them. That's actually a really great statement. I never thought about it that way.
長年付き合っている飼育員なら見分けることはできるのにね。
The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually, but you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart.
まあ、要するにそういうこと。
That's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
相貌失認症か。そんな症状があったとはな。
Prosopagnosia, huh? Didn't even know that kind of thing existed. Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
何の話だったっけ？
And, what were we talking
今日は
about?
ただのモニターなのかもしれないって話。
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a
それ
monitor.
って本気で言ってるのか？
Are you serious about that stuff?
まさか、半分は冗談よ。
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of
残り
it.
の半分は？
What about the other half?
そうね。
Well,
下段かしら？
I guess I was just adulting? What?
寒いな。
Not funny. I don't know exactly what she means by adulting. It's certainly not how I would use the term adulting, or probably people of my generation. Maybe she was like meaning that she wanted to be kind of like lectury, or forcing someone who doesn't know as much to think about something as if, you know, they're teaching that person or guiding that person's thoughts. Is maybe that's like the use of the word adulting here. I think also Lotus has done this before, right? Where she's like talking about something and then she's like, I'm kind of kidding. I don't really believe any of this stuff. But it's clear that she has like the critical thinking process. She's thought about it. And for some reason, you know, she doesn't actually wholeheartedly, you know, believe that this is like a valid line of thought. But she introduces it to target some of like the fundamentals of how we go about thinking something that we just assume we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. And even if unlikely, at this point, Junpei's like, wait, how do we know that it's not what you just said, right? And that's something very valid to consider as well. However, it's not that everything is valid until proven invalid, right? You also need to prove that something is valid. And given relevant, you know, evidence and such, something can be closer to being considered valid and something can be further from being considered valid. So even though, for example, this is an idea that can't be, or at least hasn't been proven wrong, there is evidence to suggest that there are many other models that would have that have more evidence to support their validity. Similarly, something like gravity is an explanation. It's a theory. And while there's some really advanced physics going on to try and, you know, more objectively quantify how gravity actually functions, it's really just a theory at this moment. It's not a law. It's not well documented, or it's very well documented. There's a lot of evidence to show that something like gravity exists, but it's not that gravity has been proven to exist, for example. And hopefully that demonstrates the kind of scale of it can't be proven, but it could be really close to valid based on relevant evidence, versus it can't be proven but there isn't really anything to suggest that it's even close to valid. And there's some really cool things that are like that. For example, for the math nerds out there, Gödel's incompleteness theorems are really cool. Basically show that if you have some sort of logic system, if you have some formal logic, some mathematical system that you want to prove is internally consistent, meaning it doesn't have any paradoxes, it doesn't contradict itself, if you're able to prove that with that logic system, it's actually inconsistent. Meaning that any consistent logical system can't prove its own consistency, which is pretty mind-blowing. It was, I did a project on it in college, so I could talk about it forever. You guys probably just want to hear more about 999, so we'll continue. Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to
と
it.
にかくただのヨタ話みたいなものだから真に受けないでね。
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it
ちょっ
seriously.
と思いついたから退屈しのぎに行ってみただけ。
It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. I don't buy that. She seems like actually a very smart person. I also don't think this is not the first time she's brought up something like this, or at least alluding to a sort of concept of something that is doing all of our thinking, or something that is tied to a collective thinking that then communicates with individual thinking. And each time she's kind of like played it off as like, oh, it's nothing. But she's clearly put a lot of thought into this. And even if she is telling the truth and this was just a spur of the moment sort of conversation, it's not to say that it's completely baseless and has no meaning or value to her, or isn't reflective of stuff she thinks about outside of this conversation, right? Similarly, to say that she did it just to kill time, I feel like doesn't make a lot of sense. Right? She's going to be trying to do this thing. Junpei is supposed to be trying to find the password or whatever he's supposed to be doing elsewhere. And they have very limited time when their lives are on the line, right? So if you ask me, it doesn't make sense to do that just to kill time, right? At least while Junpei is, over your shoulder and not actually doing other work. So while she says this, I'm not 100% sure I actually
で
buy
も
it.
もう話す必要はなくなったわ。
But it looks like I don't need to talk
ど
anymore.
うして
Why?
退屈じゃなくなったからよ。
I don't have to kill time any longer. As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the ender key. How
完成
epic.
したのかそのブルートなんとかってやつ
Then you finished that brute whatever
え
thing?
え、ほら、結果が出るわよ。
I certainly did, and let's see what we got. Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. What's interesting is I want to know what the puzzle would have been, or if I did something that triggered this cutscene as opposed to actually manually figuring out the puzzle, because I would imagine Zero wouldn't rely on some super hacker being the one who managed to end up in this room, right? The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
楽勝ね。
Piece of cake. Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3
画
square.
面が切り替わったがなんだこりゃ
The screen changed again. What the heck is that?
さあね。パズルのように見えるけど。
No idea. It looks like a puzzle. Suddenly, Lotus stood up. It's like, all you,
解
bud.
いてくれないのかよ
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
仕方がないじゃない。プログラムが組めないんだもの。
I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more
キー
programming.
ボードを叩いても。
See, the keyboard.
ほらね。だの
Nothing.
こうなったら私にはどうすることもできないわ。
So there's nothing more I can do.
というわけだから、淳平くん、あとは任せたわよ。
Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
え
What?
何よ。ちょっとぐらい休ませてくれたっていいでしょ
Let me take a break, alright?
私はきちんとやるべきことはやったんだから。
I did my part.
それは
Well, he wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to
まあ
himself.
そうだよな
I guess
助
you're
かったよ
right.
ヤシロ
Thanks, Lotus.
はいはい。素直でよろしい。
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
さて
It's a good,
ここ
good
から
line.
先は自分の力で何とかしないとな
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. So... Oh, I forget what the, Oh! So we have to get a particular combination. I forget what the order was on screen, though. It's been a couple days since the last episode, so forgive me. So when I press one of the panels, the colors of the ones next to it switch, so... Oh, looks like there's some text here. All panels green equals unlock. Oh! No more than 4 attempts will automatically reset after failure. In other words, I have to get all the panels green in less than 4 tries. 4 moves or 4 tries? I think those are a bit different. I can't look at an item. Let's see the file. Where was it again? Was it this note? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how it went. Alright, let's give it a go. Dealing with the red and green panels. Okay. 4 turns, 4 touches. It automatically resets if I go higher than that. Alright, here we go. What's it like? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So they don't even make you figure it out. You just need to find that note. I feel like it would have been more fun if they actually had us figure it out. Maybe I should have tried to just figure it out, even though I knew I had the note and had just forgotten it. Regardless. Alright, I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Looks like all these 9. Look, Junpei. The lights on the lockers are green. That means he must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. Also, I'm totally digging the music in this room as well. Okay, anything in here? Ooh. What's in here? Keys? There's more than one key in here. This one is small and looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches the keyhole in the door on the A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you way deep in my pocket. Now as for the other key... Activation key. Something calm. Right? Anything in there? No. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute? He put the puzzle aside for the moment and walked over to Clover. What's up? I wanted to ask you something. What's this?
さっきお兄ちゃんと一緒に5の扉に入ったでしょ?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
その時何か気になること言ってなかった?
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird? Interesting. Is she having doubts about whether or not Snake is actually her older brother? It seems like that might be the case, and it seems like from our other experience on the other, timeline, that she eventually does confirm these suspicions later on.
Huh?
But it's nice to know that she's been having these all along, huh? Why is she asking me this? Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
そうだな.
Well, let me think. He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something that would help her. However...
すまんよつば。特に思い当たることはないよ。
Sorry, Clover. Can't really think of anything.
ただ、人並み外れた聴覚を持ってるとかなんとかって。
I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person or something like that,
そんな
but
話ぐらいしか。
that's about it.
そう
Okay. Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
Hey, wait a minute.
こんなこと聞いていいのかどうかわからないが。
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but
もしも差し障りなかったら教えてくれないか。
if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if,
ミルスは、
Snake,
その、
I mean, was he
目
born?
のこと?
You're talking about his eyes?
そう。
Yeah.
生まれつきじゃないよ。
No, he wasn't
お
born
兄
blind.
ちゃん小さい頃事故に遭って
Dang, that's rough. When he was a kid, he got in an
交通
accident.
事故
A really bad car
それ
accident.
で 視力を失っちゃったの。
He couldn't see after that.
左腕もその
And
時に
his arm. This is gonna be important.
左腕？
His arm?
お
Yeah.
兄ちゃんの左腕は普通の人とは違うの。
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's
人
arm.
工的に作られたものなんだ。
It's fake. It's not a real
事故
arm.
の時に大怪我を負ってそうしなきゃならなくなった。
Wow. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm. Yikes.
もういい？
Is that all you wanted to ask me? Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
すまなかったな。辛いことを思い出させてしまって。
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff. It's not that. Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Interesting. Alright, looks like we're back into it, I guess. So we have this key, right? It's an activation key. It's probably not for this door. The red light is on. Where do I think it goes? Maybe here? A stand for various pieces of equipment. Some of them might be useful. Oh, that's right. There's this thing here. This key. The shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor is on now. And it's full of letters. Is it? I don't see anything. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. So I think the idea might be to try and have Clover induce some sort of, I don't know, abnormal behavior to activate the emergency device. Something on this keyboard isn't doing squat. Not nothing. Squat. I feel like I don't hear that ever nowadays. The only thing about the room that's changed is that the lever is down now. Not very impressive. Let's talk with Clover and see how things are going for her. Junpei, thank you so much for everything. Whoa, what's this all about? And also, I'm sorry I messed up. Hey, we can talk about this when we get you out, okay? Just hang on, Clover. I'm gonna get you out of there right away. Yay! That blush though. What? The Clover Junpei ship. Honestly, I don't know if I'm for the Junpei June ship or this Junpei Clover ship that's apparently starting to set sail. I think this is the first time I've actually seen a genuine smile out of this chick. Okay. Let's return to the window. Oh, that's right. I gotta do it from the other view. So is there anything else we can do? There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the heck were they doing in there? Huh? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. So, is there anything else to do there? I've got the scribblings from the table already. We're good there. This is the monitor. Whole lot of cables under this table. Do we have to return the cable potentially, or? Junpei, this thing in here is on now. Okay, cool. So we return the power to that. Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you like play with it a little? Okay. Yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. It's a wash basin. Something on the mannequin again. Mannequin. Can't really see it very well, but it looks like there are a bunch of electrodes sticking out of the head. Can I... What else? Maybe something on this rack? Some cables with copper wire exposed. I've already got that. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under the table. Maybe take a look again. Maybe if you increase the voltage? Roger. Oh, they wanted me to inspect the same thing. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey! Wait, Clover. Aw, crap. What? I think, yikes. We're gonna get a kaboom! Yes! Good old kaboom. Oh my... Oh my god! Why do they smell like that? The mannequin's head! Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. Ah, what the heck? Fire detected, fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Is that, you gonna open it now? That sounded open to me. The mannequin's head is on fire. Alright, it looks kind of funny, but there's no laughing matter. If I don't do something, Clover will. Can we open it now? Darn, the gate's still shut. Okay, it's the other door then. The control device for the electronic door lock. The green is on. Oh, so we can open the door. Junpei, look at the light. Yes, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Woo! Junpei! And close the door so the smoke doesn't come out or the fire doesn't spread as easily. Come on, kid. Jump. She's safe. Oh, man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Good fire safety. Granted, I mean, the other end of the room is exposed, but still, it's better. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Darn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the heck took you so long, you big jerk? there's the tsundere. I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. Thanks for saving me, Baka. You two can do this later. Right now, we need to get the heck out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Alright, out we go. Cool. Neat puzzle room. It was cool to learn a lot about Lotus and about Clover and a bit about Snake as well. I think more so than anything, I've come to appreciate the puzzle rooms. Not so much for the puzzles they offer, because I don't think they really accomplish a level of puzzle that would make like a puzzle game fan, super ecstatic. But I've come to appreciate them as a means of exploring, one-on-one interactions with some of the characters you're in that puzzle room with, right? That seems to be more their purpose than the actual puzzle itself. So again, it was pretty cool to learn about the characters we were with there. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. Thank God we got out of there. Why are you all panting heavy, Lotus? It's not like you were sprinting down a hallway to, find the dead or anything like that. I mean, granted, smoke was starting to fill up Clover's room, but I doubt it was crazy in your aspect. Regardless, I want to check the flow real quick, because we are almost at a segment where we can then, skip ahead a little bit again, which is pretty cool. Yeah, finally. Yeah. All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Whew. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clear air, and with each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down. Alright, let's go. Okay. They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Until, before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked. Darn. None of these opened, they're all locked. How about that one? The final door sat in a corner of the hallway. Let's hope this is the door with the prize. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to... Junpei-kun! It's June. She's like, I gotta swoop in and keep Clover from stealing my boy. Huh? He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. 3 of them. June? Santa, 7? They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air. Hey, what are you guys doing here? What? But we didn't. Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey, guys, could you come take a look at this? What are we taking a look at? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. Hey, on the wall, there's a map. Dun, 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 dun. You found the dungeon map. Next up is the compass. A map of the ship's interior. It says C deck. So it's the map for this floor then? Looks like it. Door 7 and... Door 8. Yep.
今俺たちがいる通路に出るようになっているのか。
They both eventually end up at this hallway. In fact,
要するに俺の言った通りだったってことだよ。
yeah, isn't that what I said? Seven's like, brushes off shoulder. I was right.
9の扉を見つけるまで俺たちが離れ離れになることはないんだ。
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9.
一時的に分離したとしても必ずどこかで合流するようになってる。
We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again.
そうしないと誰も9の扉を開けなくなっちまうからな。
Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9.
そういう風にできてんだよ。
That's how the nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
おい、これって。
Wait a sec. This leads to... As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. Oh,
マジかよ。
you've got to be kidding me. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
とにかく行きましょう。
We may as well go.
そうだね。
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the whole point was obviously to get keys in these respective puzzle rooms, not to actually, get to new areas, or at least progress super far into new areas on this level of the ship. As when they all moved back toward the door, Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open.
忘れるところだった。こいつは取っておかないとな。
Almost forgot, we should keep this. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the orders. The 6 of them stopped in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
開くぞ。
Ready? I'm gonna open it. They nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. And the infirmary. Dun dun. Shout out to those of you that have seen my Corpse Party Let's Plays. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
パリ、
I knew it. They were just where the map had said they would be.
戻ってきたんだ。
We're back. Tadaima.
この大病室に。
In the hospital room.
なるほど、話は分かった。
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying.
君たち6人は2つのチームに分かれ、7の扉と8の扉に入っていった。
The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8. I think this may be where things meet up again. It is. So now we're going to jump ahead to this part. The 1, 6, and 2 doors. And this time around...
2、3、4。よし。7枚あるな。
Alright, 7 pieces. I think this time around, I obviously could take new ground, but like I mentioned earlier, in order to actually get this other segment, we need to get back down this timeline with new stuff. So I think we did a good job of exploring the other route up here, and then exploring this new route here, while still obviously maintaining our ability to go to the previous area we were at. So I think what we're going to want to do is choose the same door, and then we'll skip ahead to these events, honestly, just before the coffin, which is actually really exciting, because I know we're getting close to another ending, potentially another puzzle, and pieces of the puzzle are coming together, right? We're learning a bit more about Clover's suspicion of this person that looks like Snake, maybe not actually being Snake. We learn a bit more about why he's blind. We learn about a fake arm, and we're informing a lot of what was confusing in that first timeline. And I can imagine that, just look at that flow, right? There's so much more to explore with all these other endings and all these other routes that when things do come together, I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are too. But as you might have anticipated, we're going to be continuing this in the next episode. But until that episode, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.